little bit, and to yourself.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. A memory. My dad has passed and is worth remembering. And even though he's not here, it is important that we still remember him. So first I'm going to talk about how my dad got into having a camera and why he used his camera and memories that I have of him using his camera and why the camera is important to me. My dad first had his camera when he was in high school. He was the head photographer for yearbook annual at Bryan Adams High School. He also used his photography purposes in the Army, and he also used his photography skills while he was in college. My mother believes that my dad first initially bought his first camera from a pawn shop in Dallas while he was in high school. He then got his second camera. We think that he either purchased it when he was in the service while he was in Virginia, or it was a gift to him by his dad. We are not sure of the origins of his second camera. On his third camera, which is what I have here, my dad's Canon. This is actually purchased his second academic year in college when he had a photography class that he had to take for his college courses at College Station and A&M. And it actually had to be purchased with his first own bank loan because the camera that he had in his possession had broken. So he had to take out his first bank loan to get a new piece of equipment, which is what I learned today. And he actually had to pay off this loan while he was in college because he had to have the camera for most of his college courses that he had for architecture. The memories that I have of my dad using this camera is actually several, but I'll highlight a few of them that I do remember. The first time that I remember my dad using a camera is during Christmas time. I was probably about 5 or 6, and we was in front of our, what we call our White House Christmas tree. My dad had a house that had 12-foot ceilings, and the tree was actually something that he bought off of a Boy Scout Christmas tree lot. They had mistakenly gotten it by accident. And so my dad, being that he's like, wow, a big old Christmas tree, it looks like a White House because it was so tall. So he bought the Christmas tree at a discount because the Boy Scouts weren't supposed to have something that big. So we have a picture of my dad taking a picture of his family, his 2 brothers, his nephew, his sister-in-law, my mom, me and my sister, my brother wasn't born yet, and his mom. And we had taken a picture in front of the White House Christmas tree in our living room at our home at Tedlow. And then my second memory of the using a camera for Christmas was probably about 8. And he had his camera out. He was talking with my mom. My mom had gotten him some film that she had left in his stocking. So she had put it inside his camera and he was loading it up. And I had gotten a gift. As a kid, it was a ballerina. And it actually could dance. And you could use a bar where the ballerina puts her foot on the stool and you could see her dance and she would play music. Well, I was still in my nightgown and he had taken a picture of inside of the kitchen of me sitting down on top of a coffee table, and you could see the refraction of the light. It's in the corner of the living room where you can see the wooden blinds had reflected the light, so you could see the lines of the shadow, and me playing in my nightgown with my Christmas toy. And it's one of his favorites pictures that he's ever made. He actually had framed, and it's in Mom's bookcase at my mom's house. I think some of y'all have seen it. I'm not sure. The second time that I recall him using his special moments. It was a funny one because I didn't expect him to be there. My dad worked all the time, so it was very difficult for us to see him at special events and things like that unless it was at the end of the day whenever work was done. He had taken off the day and we were at, I think it's called a field day. And me and my sister, we were running, sprinting down the lines because you're trying to get first place. And I was not a fast runner. And my sister was because we were much smaller in size and tiny. And we had saw my dad with his camera. And we were running down the lines and I recognized my dad. And I didn't run to the end. I ran to him and he had his camera. Sorry. And he took a picture. And I couldn't tell you where that is. I don't even know if he developed it, but I do remember that. And the last time I remember of him having a camera at a special event was we were at a bowling alley. Mom had worked at a bowling alley when we were kids, and we were all playing a bowling game. And Mason, who is my little brother, who was about 5 or 6, and he was total guards of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and tennis shoes, and he had just gotten a strike. He had rolled the ball down the lane, and he had gotten a strike where all the bowling pins were knocked down, and it was a moment of joy. And in the back, Dad had taken a picture, and it's Mason with his haircut and all of his clothes on, but he had like a little rat tail in the back. And so you could see this long curly tail on the back of my brother's back and in his Ninja Turtle get-up where he had had a strike at the bowling alley. I think objects hold a memory and they hold importance, and even if a person isn't around doesn't necessarily mean that they're not with you. And it's hard to keep that memory alive if you have things around that you cherish and that you love of the people that have passed. They're never really gone. They are not forgotten. And they help you remember. And that's why I think with that camera is so special to me, because it holds lots of sentimental value. And even though he wasn't a perfect person, I do know that he meant a whole lot to me and to my family. And so it's nice to have that one special thing that means to me. And that's why I think his camera means so much. So you've heard about why I feel it's so important to me and how he got it and his history of using it and things I remember of it. And I think that's the reason why I hold my dad's camera in such sentimental value. Thank you. So can you pan around and show the audience is still here, Tana?
Yes.
Yay! And yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can turn it off now.